Imagine being with someone who demands to know every detail of your life, becoming upset at the slightest deviation from a plan you shared. Now, imagine discovering a web of deceit so tangled it shakes the very foundation of your trust and forces you to question everything you believed about love. What would you do if you had the chance to uncover the truth? Would you take it, even if it meant exposing a betrayal in the most public way possible? For 3 years, I was in a relationship with someone who, over time, began to control every aspect of my life. She wanted to know everything I did during the day, demanding I share my daily plans with her beforehand. Anytime I didn't stick to these plans, she would become visibly upset. She explained away her behavior by saying she was dealing with bad feelings from being cheated on in past relationships. Even though I'd always been faithful and never given her any reason to doubt me. Her actions felt inappropriate and overly possessive for someone who was supposed to be my partner for life. As time went on, the situation didn't improve. Instead, it seemed like her need for control only grew stronger, affecting not just our relationship, but my sense of independence as well. I began to feel trapped, as if I was losing a part of myself to her insecurities. This wasn't the partnership I had envisioned when we first decided to spend our lives together. It was a relationship governed by fear and suspicion, not trust and love. In an effort to address these issues, I suggested we seek counseling. I hoped that a professional could help us navigate her fears and my feelings of suffocation. It was a tough conversation, but I believed it was a necessary step if there was any hope of salvaging our relationship and returning it to a place of mutual respect and understanding. The plot thickened when she asked for my schedule to plan something, as mine was usually busier than hers. Around this time, I noticed her texting someone frequently. In my job, working over 40 hours allows me to take time off flexibly, provided I complete my work later. My close friend, who also knew her well, and I often joke about what happened next. I reached out to him because I wanted to surprise her with something special before our anniversary. They both worked at the same place, him as a fabricator and her as the shipping manager, so he could easily access her schedule for me. That's when I discovered something didn't add up. She had been avoiding overtime, working 12-hour shifts from Monday to Friday, except for Wednesdays when she'd only work half a day. Coincidentally, her controlling behavior ramped up around the same time she started taking these Wednesday afternoons off. Luckily, I had accumulated enough time off to easily take a Wednesday off without raising suspicion. So, I made a plan. On the upcoming Wednesday, I dressed for work as usual and pretended to leave. However, instead of going to work, I parked my car near the back of a shopping center that had a clear view of both exits from our apartment complex. I waited there, expecting her to leave for work, eager to see what she was actually up to on her half-days off. It was a moment filled with anticipation, as I was about to uncover the truth behind her recent behavior and possibly the state of our relationship. About an hour into my vigil, I spotted a distinctive red Mustang with a unique decal on the rear window pulling up. It belonged to her cousin by marriage. To cover all my bases, I had previously set up an old laptop we kept in our home office. A spot with a clear view of the living room, bedroom door, bathroom, and kitchen for remote access. I programmed it to alert me if the webcam detected any movement, giving me the ability to check in from anywhere. Despite hoping for an innocent explanation, like him just dropping something off or helping her out with a task, things her family often did for each other, the reality soon hit. As soon as I got an alert and remotely accessed my laptop, I saw him enter our apartment. Without hesitation, she started to unbutton his shirt and they began to kiss passionately. In a state of shock, and with a need to expose this betrayal, I quickly set up a live stream link from the webcam feed. Considering she was deeply engaged and not paying attention to her surroundings, I took the moment to share this link with our family and friends through our group chats. Both she and her cousin were members of these chats, but they were too preoccupied to notice their phones lighting up with notifications. They brazenly continued their affair right there on the couch, not even bothering to seek the privacy of the bedroom. As soon as I sent out the link, my phone was inundated with calls from both friends and family, signaling that there was no turning back from this revelation. Meanwhile, her phone was exploding with notifications, which she initially ignored. It wasn't until several calls later that they finally paused, likely realizing something was amiss. This moment marked a turning point, not just in our relationship, but in how everyone connected to us would view what had happened. The web of deceit she had woven was now unraveling in the most public and undeniable way possible. In the state where I live, recording on personal property is legal, regardless of who's living there. It's important to note that only my name was on the apartment lease due to her poor credit history, which meant she technically didn't have the right to live there without my permission. The situation reached a climax when she picked up a call from the mother of the cousin she was involved with. To my disbelief, the first thing his mother said, loud and clear over the speakerphone, was an explicit demand for them to stop their inappropriate relationship. Both of them froze, and she started to fumble for words, feigning ignorance about the situation. However, the cousin's mother revealed that she knew everything because of a live feed link I had sent out to her family. In a panic, she grabbed every pillow she could find to cover herself. The cousin made a clumsy attempt to dress and escape, only to trip and damage my coffee table in his haste. By this time, I had positioned myself at the front of our apartment complex, ready to confront him as he exited. Seeing me, he broke down, crying and repeatedly apologizing for his actions. I'll admit, my response to his apologies was far from my finest hour. In the heat of the moment, driven by a mix of betrayal, anger, and shock, I reacted physically. The altercation led to me wearing a cast for 6 weeks, while he conspicuously disappeared from any family gatherings for a considerable time. However, the situation nearly escalated into legal issues for me. The fact that he was technically trespassing on my leased property played a crucial role in the outcome. This entire ordeal was a painful but enlightening chapter in my life, teaching me valuable lessons about trust, respect, and the importance of handling conflicts without resorting to violence. I went back to our apartment and found her crying hard. I was really upset and asked her a mean question, but then said it didn't matter. I told her she had 1 hour to pack her stuff and leave. The apartment and everything in it was mine, except for her clothes, some makeup, and a few things in the kitchen. Her own family didn't want her to move back with them because they were too embarrassed. Her brothers and even the cousin's mom, who had kicked him out, felt the same way. Soon, everyone in our town knew what happened, and nobody wanted to be around her. It was a tough time for both of us, with lots of feelings and big changes. She had to leave, and I had to figure out how to move on from all this. As we wrap up this incredible story, remember that every ending is just the beginning of another story waiting to be told. Curious about what adventures and insights the next tale holds? If you're eager for more captivating stories that explore the depths of human emotions and the heights of personal triumph, you're in the right place. Click on the next video to dive into another extraordinary journey. Each story is a new opportunity to see the world through different eyes and to be inspired by the resilience and strength of the human spirit. Don't let the journey end here. Join me as we uncover more wonders together. Click now and let's continue the adventure. See you there.